Hi guys, welcome to techgeek. So in this video, I'll be sharing the interview experience of Hashedin by Deloitte. So as you all know, recently there are many off-campus and full campus drives going on for the same company. And this interview is being shared by three and I guess four students that were from Chandigarh University pool campus. So it's the most recent interview experience that you can say. Okay, so beginning with the interview process. That is, there are four rounds. Very first is a codility test that basically has three questions. Basically, a programming test. Okay, that's done on codility platform, and the results of that test, that is, the percentage you got, will be showed up on the screen there itself. Then, followed by it, we have two interviews that are technical interviews face to face, and then after that, followed by an HR interview. So, talking about the first round. That's a codility test. As I said, it has three programming questions. The duration is 1.5 hours. Now, basically talking about Hashedin, they ask more of DP questions. You must know the logic behind it. So it's not just about learning, it's about expressing. You can get a totally new question too. So it's all about learning and how you can solve and get to that particular solution. So be good in DP. That's not a hard level DP but a medium level DP. Then second, there's always a basic question. That's a basic array and sorting implementation question that was modified for all students. So two students got the same question and the other two got different. So third one is again a DP question where you have to find a proper substring of a given substring which is both a suffix and a prefix. So it's not just, I just gave an example of this. There were DP questions of anagrams too, and various types of questions. So as you can see, the basic thing they focus on is DP. So while you're preparing for Hashedin, have your hands on DP, and I would suggest if you could try lead code for that. Now, coming to the round two, after clearing the first round, the students who were qualified for the second round received an interview mail. So this second interview, that's a technical interview, was a face-to-face one. Now, Hashedin is being popular about asking basically about the core subjects. That is networks, operating system, OOPS, DBMS. So it's not just you have to be good in programming or CP. You should have your hands on every particular subject. That means you have to be a good developer in short. So it's about CS fundamental questions. Then after asking some basic questions, they do ask coding questions. The first round has two coding questions. You are shared a Google Doc and it contains two questions which you need to solve. So the first question, that was, there were a list of words. You need to group all sets of anagrams that exist in that list. So you have to perform the anagrams part. Now second was, given a list of number, find pairs such that the difference between the two numbers is k. So we have various options here available, and they gave a constraint too that negative numbers could also be present in that linked list. So talking about preparation of these two coding questions, GFG is really helpful. You will see that coding questions were repeated. So past 5-year experience, you can see, or even 2 or 3, you will find these questions asked in the interviews were being repeated. After clearing the second round, the people were asked to join a third round too. That was a little longer. That was 1.5 minutes, oh sorry, 1.5 hours. Again, there were some basic fundamental questions. In the CS fundamentals, they even asked about system design. And the most common question they asked is the design of Instagram. So that database design schema, you must be aware of each and everything. Again, there were some coding questions asked. The very first question, that is of DP, that says coin change problem. And then second one was you have to write the nth Fibonacci number in order of n time, and there's a constant space. Constant space was again a constraint. No stack space also, so no rule out a regression. So they could give you various constraints too to solve. It's not just a question, they can modify the question too by giving these constraints. Now talking about SQL queries, as I said, CS fundamentals, they ask about Java, garbage collection, operators, handling. If you write that you are good in Java, they may ask up to Spring 2 if you have mentioned that. Then list generics. There are various things they can ask about. Then talking about SQL queries, rank limit, that's the second highest salary. Such questions are quite common. Talking about system design, so many students are not aware of this. So before sitting for this interview, please read about the Instagram design and do read few GFG topics about this. At last, the people who cleared this were called up for HR interview. So HR interview is somewhat an easy one. They basically ask general questions like introduce yourself, are you ready to relocate, or where do you belong to? Then why Hashden and what excites you about Hashden? So get a gist about the company and what is the motto you want to join. Please be true to yourself. And they can even ask you about projects too. Then last they end up with some puzzles. So it's not always about two puzzles. Some were asked one, some were not even asked anything, and some were asked two. So it's just to check your concentration, how witty you are while answering. So I guess this is all I wanted to share. In case you had any queries, do let me know in any of the company series, or you want me to you can say research and get about the interview process. Do let me know. Thank you. Keep following techgeek.